this video, I wanted to show students how to get into their Microsoft Office 365 Teams. That is where we are going to be putting all of our class information and accepting assignments through Teams. So the first thing I would do is to go to greensburgsalem.org and then go to my Office 365. So once I'm in there, I'm going to go to my Outlook email, and then there should be a message in your inbox from your teachers. So depending on what class you want to go to, you would click on that class and it will take you to your team. However, what we're going to be doing is when you're not at school that day, or if you're a remote learner, you will be getting an invite to a team meeting. So you can see that some of your teachers have probably already set these up. I know I have. And on my end, I can show you what it looks like. So these are all the meetings that I set up that students should be getting a message. Do you want to join this meeting? So when it's time for that class, I would hit accept, and then it will take you to a meeting. So I'll show you what that will look like on my end. Now this button right here, my camera is on. I would turn that camera off. It takes a lot of bandwidth to picture somebody. So just to start out with, I would turn that off. And if I was a student, I would turn off my microphone too at this point. So I'm going to join the meeting and it's going to connect me. So at this point, you may see the teacher on the screen, and then I can see the list of people on this side who are in that class at that time. So depending on what we're doing in class, like on the first day, I might have my PowerPoint up and I may be talking in the class. You can talk. I'm going to put the show conversation on. If you have a question, I would ask it here. Okay, and then it will pop up in the chat. Now remember, everybody can see this. So if you had a private question, maybe you didn't want other people to see. But again, you really shouldn't be that concerned about that, because I'm sure if you have that question, a lot of other students might also have the same question. But if I wanted to give a private comment, I would go to the chat feature and then type in the name of that person, and I could chat with them one-on-one. Okay, but in the Meet Now, and again, if I lose where I'm at, I just click on that button again. It will take me back to my meeting. So again, I'm going to have this probably fixed so you cannot, depending on what we're doing, you may be able to scroll through the PowerPoint, you may not be. But you should not really be presenting, okay? And we will have some of these settings fixed. So there's only a limited amount of things you can do. So basically, we will come in to this meeting, and if you're at home, some of this won't apply to you. Like fire drill, it will not apply to you because you won't be in the building, so you don't have to worry about it. So we will give you the instructions and then let you go off on your own to work. And again, the first couple of days, we're not going to have a whole lot because, you know, they're just getting, because the first 3 days are going to be repeated. So on Tuesday, September 8th, that will just be Group A. Wednesday will be all remote. And then Thursday will be Group B. So that will be the same class 3 times. So until Friday, when everybody starts at the same time, there will not be a lot of work for you to do. But you could review our brochure, get an ebook, and do some of those things on your own. So if you had a question nobody's really asking, you can raise your hand. And then on my end, I'm going to see that your hand is up, and then your question can get answered. Now again, you might have to be patient. I'm not sure how many other questions there are going to be, or what's going on in the actual room. So, but we will definitely leave this chat window open the entire class. So if you're in third period, this window will be open for you from 10:03 to 10:53, so that you have that whole time period to ask your questions and things like that. So when you're ready to do your assignment, you would go to that team, and I'm just going to go to, let's say, a sample team I have, and I'm going to find the assignment through that team, okay, that I need to work on, or I can, there's documents I can look at. Now, I also like to put documents in the class notebook. So if you've never used the class notebook, the first 3 days of school would be a great time to play around with some of these features. And I have your notebook set up, so there's going to be some class information in there, and mostly it will be in the content library. I do like to put things in your folders, and then from there you can, if you've never used the class notebook, you can start playing around with how to use it. So this is just a sample, put sample page, but it's nice because you can put different links in here, you can put videos. If you can actually draw in here. It's kind of hard with the mouse, but if you had a stylus, like I have a Wacom tablet that has a pen, and on my home computer I can actually write things on here. Now on my school computer I can't install the driver, so it won't let me use this, but you can highlight things and you can insert. So another big thing that would be really helpful for you to know this year, just some basic computer things, and I really feel like everybody should know, and I've been surprised at how many people don't know this, and maybe I only know it because I've had a Mac in the past, but if I want to go to typing, I have to hit this button again, and it's going to get me out of draw. Okay, so the biggest thing I do is copy and paste. So to copy, and I probably want to make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. Okay, so to copy, if you don't know this, I'll tell you, I would hit Control C. To paste, I'm sure some of you do know this, Control V. Okay, so that is something I feel like everybody should know. Another thing that I use a lot, and I'm not sure depending on your device if you have this, but I use what's called the snipping tool. So I can snip things from the web and add them to these pages. So if we are doing some kind of assignment and you want an image in, you could copy and paste it, or you could snip it from online. There are a lot of different features here. So I could look up an image and then just insert it into this, which is really nice. Now I will say the more images you put in, it might be slower to load. So I don't really want to put a whole lot of, embedded videos and pictures and overload the page, because that's going to take it a lot longer to open. And sometimes, depending on the internet, the things may not open. You can do audio clips, of your voice. You can do charts. You can do, there is so much you can do in OneNote that is really amazing. So play around with that, get to know how to use it, and there are directions here. There's a welcome, and again, there's videos in here. that you can watch. The collaboration space is really awesome, and we've used this in the past in my classes. Like if we were doing a paper, we did one that had to do with, we were reading the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, excerpts from it, and we were researching slavery. So each student, we had, say, 35 topics, and as students chose a topic, they were able to write their name here, if they wanted to claim this. So we didn't have, 3 or 4 people doing the same topic. Okay, so, and this was live, so one thing is you can delete things that other people do. But again, the collaborative space would be something we're all in, or we could work on something at the same time, which is really cool. If like we put out a question about a story we're reading as a discussion, people could type their answers in. Now at school sometimes we did have issues where it didn't sync and it wouldn't load. Because again, when people would always try to put things like memes in, and that takes up a lot of space. So again, experiment with the class notebook and try to get to know this, because you will have your own notebook in class notes. It used to be called OneNote. Now they changed it to class notes for the Microsoft one for students. But you always have to click on your name to be able to edit, unless you're in the collaboration space. So the only place students can work is in their own notebook, which I can see but other students cannot see, and the collaboration space. So if something's in the content library, you can always edit. You can like copy and paste in your own notebook, though I usually distribute it into your notebook for you, but you can't edit that. So that's a set of things that is always there for your reference, which is really nice. So again, we will use the class notebook throughout the year. I like to use it as journals and things where, we can do some writing and also keep a copy of everything. So the in-person students will also have, you can have a paper binder in case you don't have a device, but the remote students are going to be using the class notebook as their binder/notebook. So again, play around with that. If you have any questions, you can refer to, these questions, frequently asked questions, and you can look online, you can ask me, but again, you definitely want to play around with it because it is pretty cool. So let me know what you think of this. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel for live updates. Thank you. Bye.